What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about 5 reasons why a guy might be giving you the minimal effort. Hey ladies, this is part 1 of a 2-part series about why you might be getting minimal effort from the guys you date. I didn't want to cram them all into one long video, so I broke it up. This first video will focus primarily on reasons that you might be able to control. The second video will focus primarily on issues that you can't control that are inherent to who he is or his intention. A lot of times when women write me, they ask about why the guy they are dating always seems to be so hot and then so cold. Why do they always seem very interested or even very aggressive in the beginning and then ultimately back off from even trying at all? Well, these are the first 5 reasons that happens. To get to the next 5 or 6, you have to watch part 2 of this video. So with that said, the first reason why you might be getting a minimal effort from the guy you date is you ruin the dynamic by pursuing him. A man's initial effort usually comes because of the need to pursue a woman to get increased access to her. To do that, he must first offer himself up to that woman. He must aggress her. When courting a woman, efforts are made to grow with her incrementally. And this is done by first entertaining her, second of all gaining her trust, and third of all becoming important to her emotionally. And simultaneously throughout that process, certain standards have been set for his actions based on her reactions to what he's done in an effort to become close to her. The behaviors that nurture progress with that woman into a continued relationship are kept, obviously, and the behaviors that didn't help him so much, as long as he's aware of that, are abandoned. So with that said, when women offer themselves up to men by pursuing them, as the pursuer, they grant almost instant access to all the things about them that a man might have otherwise had to work for. That sets a dynamic for him to grant access instead of seek access. He learns through your behavior that he is the prize and that nothing is required of him to keep you entertained. Women who chase men often think they've made some kind of progress because they see moments or even days of intense sexual aggression from those guys. But that's not the case. When we get hungry, we eat. When we get horny, we have sex. It's human nature. Libido is instinct. It's not a pursuit. To prevent confusion, only move forward when he does. In the beginning, be very responsive to his efforts and at the very most, match them. Nothing more. Let him earn his time with you. Don't take over to force growth in the relationship. Don't compensate for his non-action with action. Moving on, the second reason why you might be getting a minimal effort from the guy you're dating is you set the bar too low. I speak to a lot of women who accept first dates or any dates in the beginning for that matter at bars and to a guy's house. After a couple spotty, sporadic text messaging conversations, he wants to meet in the laziest way possible, and guess what? She accepts because she likes him. Sometimes even though he has never called her number or used it to talk to her. He's only texted her enough to set up a lazy date that requires almost nothing of him. She, in this case, has simultaneously set his bar for communication and his bar for entertainment very low. Women oftentimes don't just know how to say no or do better, try harder when offered a subpar effort from guys they like. So as things move forward, they wonder why things aren't getting better. But remember, a man's effort and excitement for a relationship are the very highest at the beginning. So whatever he's trying to do to impress you in the beginning is about as good as it gets usually. As a man gets settled and learns to trust his place in the relationship, his efforts may calm down a bit. They rarely go up. Men who start with a lot of high effort and excitement tend to settle in a more sustainable but acceptable place. Men who started at the bottom tend to stay at the bottom. On the bright side of things, low effort guys are often just telegraphing how dull a long-term life with them is, so you don't have to guess or waste your time dating them for 6 months to find out that they suck. To prevent this, say no to lazy dates and stop going to guys' houses to hang out with them before they've shown consistent effort to really impress or entertain you. Stop going on bar dates before you really know if you can enjoy a guy if you're completely sober. Stop getting banged in cars, on couches, or in cheap motels by the new guy in your life. Set a standard of quality. Don't be afraid to say, this is what I like, this is what I want, this is how often we need to talk, this is what you need to do to keep my attention. And never be afraid to scare a guy off with your standards. Moving on. The third reason why you might be getting a minimal effort is you slept with him too soon. Some guys aren't working for your love, which is a long-term goal. They're working for your lust. That's a short-term goal. And that's because they haven't learned enough about you to pursue anything else. They don't know what you have to offer or how you could impact their lives in the long term. All they know is that you're attractive, and while they may be open to that other stuff, it takes some time to reveal. If you sleep with the man before the sexual anticipation that he has leads him to explore your other qualities, you may be stunting the emotional growth of your relationship or the emotional connection being developed. It's like eating dessert before dinner. It ruins his appetite for the more nutritious and addictive parts of your personality. A relationship built on sex is no better than a diet built on desserts. They will both leave you malnourished. Men who have had their fill of you early and have continued access have no reason to put any extra effort in. That's because they've accomplished their short-term goal. You've entered the what now phase of your relationship, but they haven't invested enough in you to really care, and they're already hitting it. I think you already know how to prevent this. Stop jumping in bed with every guy that takes you on a couple dates if you're looking for a relationship. If you're just looking for fun, jump in all the beds you want to. Moving on, the fourth reason why guys give minimal efforts is you have given him too much assurance that you only have eyes for him. No different from women, men often want to be the only guy on your mind. When a man likes you, he tries very hard to give you a reason to think of him more highly than the other guys that he's sure you're talking to. Sometimes women are way too transparent about their commitment to the brand new guy they like. They let him know in all these different ways that he has no competition. But they fail to realize that just like in the business world, competition drives performance. Just the illusion of other romantic prospects can be the difference between a guy waiting to the first date to talk to you or calling you multiple times in the days leading up to the date trying to build a rapport with you and become close enough to get you comfortable with him. Or the difference between him setting something up that's very thoughtful or him just offering to come by your house and watch TV. Netflix and chill. I'm not saying lie about the idea or flaunt the idea that other guys might want you. I'm saying avoid prematurely proclaiming your devotion to the new guy that you're talking to and remain ambiguous about what could be on the horizon for you romantically with other guys. Specifically, who might be seeking your time and attention and how many that might be. His efforts to make sure that no one is as important to you as he is will keep you entertained. So with that said, last but not least on this list on part 1's list is, because you accept it. In general, most people would choose the path of least resistance. In other words, the easy way. If you show a man through your acceptance of low effort that you are easy to please, then what reward does he have for trying any harder? When a thing is hard to do or accomplish, it elicits respect, focus, and dedication. When a thing is easy, it is said to have been done effortlessly. Easy things, tasks, and women are often taken for granted. To avoid this, with your words, with your distance, and with your affection, distinguish acceptable behavior from unacceptable. That's not to say nitpick everything, but that is to say that you should fight for the few things that you absolutely need to stay happy in a relationship, whatever that consists of. Train a man how to treat you. So with that said, that's all I got for now. Stay tuned for part 2. That deals more with the reasons that he might be giving you a low effort that are a result of who he is or what his intention is for you. The things that you can't control as much. So that might be very helpful for you. I hope you guys go watch it. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all of that jive. Follow me on Instagram at KFIG24. I'll get with y'all later.